Why are they the best? Back to what they do. They self-renew, which means they divide. So if I put 5 million in your body, they can quickly turn to 10, to 20, to 40 million. Some people feel it before they even walk out the door. It's no kidding. Some within a day or two, some within a week. But it attacks inflammation first. And we all know if you take inflammation out of those knees, ankles, hips, you move a lot better. Now here comes the good stuff. This is where class starts. So pay attention. I am going to quiz you. Stem cell 101. Stem cells are undifferentiated cells that can turn into specific cells in our body. They have two big characteristics. One, they can duplicate themselves, or two, they can literally differentiate or transform into other cells in our body. They're really quite unique because there's no other cell that can do this. This is a picture of a stem cell duplicating. And again, it was like the doc said, we all remember the picture of the egg and the sperm coming, boom, together. Now you have 2, 4. That duplication is stem cells. So they'll duplicate themselves until they start realizing what they're going to become. The cool thing is when we get them, they're day zero cells. They're literally blank cells, which I'm going to go into a little bit more. But when I put them in your body, they can go into any one of your body here with no rejection. And they'll become your cells just because they don't know what they're going to be yet. So it's really kind of cool. Here's another picture of a stem cell that is on the top duplicating itself, and on the bottom differentiating or changing into other tissues like muscle tissue, nerve tissue, fat tissue, brain tissue, heart tissue. One more good picture. I like these pictures. I'm a picture guy. So stem cells, you see on the one side, reduce inflammation. Has anybody had PRP here? PRP. So most of you haven't, just a few people. I've had it, and I got to tell you, I'll never do it again. If you know, it's painful. The whole thing with PRP is you withdraw blood out of your body, spin it down, and you inject platelets back into your body. Let's say you have a bad shoulder. When you inject it into your body, it produces inflammation. Inflammation signals your brain that something's wrong here and sends things there to fix it, simply. But inflammation, as we all know, hurts. PRP hurts. So when I had it done to me, I'm telling you, I said, I'm never doing this to a patient. I don't want to inflame them. I want to do the opposite. Stem cells do the opposite. So when we treat people, the big question is, hey, when am I going to start feeling something? Some people feel it before they even walk out the door. It's no kidding. You know, some within a day or two, some within a week. But it attacks inflammation first. And we all know if you take inflammation out of those knees, ankles, hips, you move a lot better and you feel better. And again, it does all the other things where it can transform into muscle, bone, fat, cartilage, you know, all the things that we all have problems with every single day. Where do they come from? Great question. Well, there's 3 big sources. One is bone marrow. Bone marrow is through our hip or our iliac crest, and what they do, it's a procedure which is painful. They go in and they extract bone marrow, they spin it down, and they separate the stem cells from the blood, and that's what you get put back in your body. Why they do it, I don't know, because if the stem cells were working right now in your body, you wouldn't have to pull them out to put them right back in. The quantity and quality of all the stem cells in our body, and everyone in this room, is really horrible. It's the truth. You know, when we're young, they're vivacious. We heal quickly, you know, as kids, you know, into our teens. But as we get older, the stem cells just can't repair the body like they used to. So putting them in from the bone marrow, or the second one, adipose tissue, you could pull out some fat tissue and pull some stem cells out of that. But it's the same thing. The quantity and quality of them are very poor. Lastly, the umbilical cord. We have parents in the room, grandparents, you know, we've all seen pictures of the OR, mother having a baby. The doc calls dad in, hey, I need you to cut the umbilical cord, right? Everybody know what that is? That umbilical cord is loaded with millions and millions of brand new stem cells that don't know what they're going to be yet because they're in between the baby and mom. So what happens is they take that umbilical cord, they immediately test it. This is what the FDA did right. They made it very strict. So they tested out the wazoo for infectious diseases, sterility. And then If it passes everything, it gets sent to a stem cell bank/lab where they process it into little vials. That's the stuff that we get. So by the time it gets through all the inspections, they're really next to perfect stem cells. It is the source that you want. Embryonic, some people ask me about this. Many, many years ago, we were doing stem cells in the United States, and the sourcing was from embryonic tissue. If you know anything about this, the only way to get stem cells from an embryonic tissue is to literally end a life. So this was coming from aborted babies, Planned Parenthood. That stopped probably about 20 years ago, and stem cells were not done in the United States for quite a long time, because of this. Today, it's illegal. No one does it, and you just need to know that we don't go near that for ethical reasons, and there's much better sources. This is a cool picture. This is an actual umbilical cord. And kind of picture this, like an umbilical cord is almost like the size of your finger, almost like an electrical extension cord, right? And inside of it, are some arteries and veins, and the material in there that protects it is called Wharton's jelly. Has anybody heard of Wharton's jelly? Some of the women have because they had babies. But Wharton's jelly is actually loaded with stem cells. That's where they live. So when we get an umbilical cord, we remove all the blood components. So there's no blood involved, so there's no need to worry about, am I a match for this? Will my body reject this? We don't even use those components. It's only the stem cells from Wharton's jelly. Why are they the best? Well, back to what they do. They self-renew, which means they divide. So if I put 5 million in your body, they can quickly turn to 10, to 20, to 40 million. But they also transform into other tissues, like bone, cartilage, muscle, nerves, whatever our body needs. So when you're having a problem, your body actually gives off signals. Now, you and I don't know. We might feel the symptom, but it'll give off a signal. When we put stem cells in there, they are attracted to the signal. So sometimes we don't even have to be right on the dot with the needle. They'll actually migrate to the area of injury. The other thing is they are called immunoprivileged cells, which means they contain no antigens, which means no rejection, which is very cool. But I just want you to know the power of this stuff. They do have the ability to assist in healing just about everything.